Dear friend, I am not writing these lines for the masses. I am not writing to soothe any pain, nor am I writing to offer you a gentle consolation. I am writing to you when you really want to look into the nature of life, when within you has ripened an inescapable question. Who am I when there is no story? In the Advaita Vedanta tradition, in the powerful teachings of Nisargadatta Maharaj, enlightenment is not about adding something to yourself, but about realizing what has never left you for even a moment. Pure knowingness within you, before there was a body, before there was a mind, before there was any thought of I. The biggest misunderstanding, thinking enlightenment is a state to attain. Dear friends, they think enlightenment is a wonderful state to attain. They think enlightenment is absolute peace that lasts forever. They think it is a sacred feeling, a high vibration, a mystical light flowing through the body. They think it is a wow moment where the universe opens up, everything becomes full of love. No, it is not. Enlightenment is not a state. Why? Because all states arise and disappear. All states are of the mind, of the body, of the phenomenal world. You can meditate deeply and have a beautiful experience, but it is not enlightenment. You may see light, hear inner sounds, experience emotions, but all of it is content experienced. Enlightenment is not content. Enlightenment is knowing the content. Nisargadatta Maharaj said it very clearly. States come and go. The real self is unchanging. You sit in meditation and feel peaceful, that comes and goes. You get upset, anxious, that also comes and goes. The body becomes young and old, that comes and goes. Emotions, that come and go. Thoughts, that come and go. The world, that comes and goes. So what is it that neither comes nor goes? It is you, pure knowing, that is witnessing it all. That is enlightenment. Knowing you is knowing, not the known. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are not the voice in your head that says, I am reading this. You are what is seeing all of that. Enlightenment is not about you becoming better. Enlightenment is about realizing that what you thought was you was never real. The mind does not want that. The mind wants enlightenment as an achievement to possess. It wants to be higher, more refined, wiser. But you know what? True enlightenment is the death of the mind, not its sublimation. It is not the self that becomes enlightened. It is the self that is seen as an illusion. And there the truth suddenly appears. You were never unenlightened, you were just clinging to what was not you. The nature of life according to Maharaj, the world is not the problem, it is the person who sees it. Dear friend, the world is not the problem. It is the person who thinks they live in the world that is the problem. This is not an abstract philosophical statement. This is a door that opens directly to freedom. 1. The world does not cause suffering, it is the way you see it that causes suffering. From birth, you have been conditioned to believe that the outside world determines your happiness. This does not go your way, you suffer. That person does not go your way, you suffer. You do not get what you want, you suffer. But have you ever wondered, who is interpreting all of this? You don't suffer because of the world. You suffer because of the meaning you give to the world. Someone else says something, mind gives meaning, they don't respect me. An event happens, mind gives meaning, I am a victim. Someone else succeeds, mind gives meaning, I am inferior. It is these interpretations, not the event itself, that create suffering. Maharaj says, There is no objective world out there. There is a world that exists only in the mind of the observer. And the magic is, when the observer changes, the world changes. 2. The world is like a dream. Try to remember a recent dream. In the dream, everything was so real. You suffered so much. You were so happy. You were so stressed. But when you woke up, everything vanished without a trace. The same is true of this world. It is not that it does not exist, but that it exists only for the person who believes he is a character in it. The truth is, you are not the character in the dream, you are the dreamer. 3. Who is the one who sees the world? This is the question Maharaj always brings his students back to. Who is experiencing all this? Who is seeing the world? Who is interpreting the emotions? Who is concluding that something is right or wrong? Who is constructing a personal story? It is you, right? But when you look deeply, you will see that you is just a collection of memories, reactions, habits, conditionings, fears, desires. There is no fixed individual there. When you see this clearly, a vast space appears, a freedom that is not of the world. This insight is enlightenment. It is not the world that disappears, but the person who is attached to the world who disappears. For freedom does not come from changing the world, but from seeing clearly the person who is trying to change it. You can change your job, change your lover, change your house, change your goals, change your way of thinking. But if the observer is still the same ego, still afraid, still clinging, still lacking, still running away, then life will just repeat itself. Why? Because you do not change the root. Because the observer does not change, the wrong remains the same. Maharaj says, you cannot change the world. You can only change who you think you are. Once the observer dissolves, the world becomes light, natural, and no longer has the power to make you suffer. The ego works, how your mind fools you every day. Dear friend, the ego, an illusory construct that operates in the mind. No one has ever seen the ego. No one has ever caught it. But it controls almost every decision in your life. 1. The ego is a story, not an entity. What you call me is really just memories, habits of reaction, repeated stories, what other people say you are, what you convince yourself. All of it is put together and labeled, this is me. But it is just a map, not a land. It is just a story, not a reality. There is no real me in any of that. Maharaj says, what you think you are is not you. What you do not think you are is you. 2. The mind constantly creates the ego through 3 mechanisms. Mechanism 1, self-storytelling. The mind is always telling a story about you. I am such and such. I was such and such. I will become such and such. Each story tightens the ego. Mechanism 2, self-comparison. Comparison is the mind's way of feeding the illusion of ego. When you compare yourself to someone else, superior or inferior, the ego becomes more solid. Mechanism 3, clinging to experiences. When there is a pleasant feeling, you want to keep it. When there is an unpleasant feeling, you want to push it away. Both strengthen the ego. 3. The terrifying subtlety of the spiritual ego. On the spiritual path, the ego does not disappear. It changes its clothes. It says things like, I am progressing. I vibrate higher than others. I am nearing enlightenment. I am special. I have strong psychic abilities. The truth? It is the same old self, just in a new guise. Maharaj always reminds, there is no self to be enlightened. There is only a self to let go of. For the mind fools you by creating problems and then finding solutions. Watch carefully. The mind creates fear. Then it suggests ways to get rid of that fear. Then it praises itself, saying, I have a problem, I am solving it, I am progressing. But the problem maker is the solution maker. It creates drama, then it plays the hero to save. If you see this game, it disappears like smoke. 5. The self exists only when you believe in it. It has no substance. It is like darkness. Darkness has no power, it exists only when there is no light. The light is awareness. Once you see clearly how the self works, it has no power. It does not need to be destroyed. It just needs to be seen. Maharaj says, you do not need to change the mind. Just see the mind as the mind. That is enough. What are you before the world? What am I before any thought of world arises? This is the key question, the door, the heart of Advaita Vedanta. The magic is, it requires no intellect, no religion, no knowledge. It requires only intuition. 1. Before there is a name, age, history, you already are. When you are born, before someone calls you by a name, you already exist. Before adults say you are a boy/girl, you already exist. Before society tells you that you must be this or that, you already exist. Meaning, you exist before any concept of you. No story. No identity. No limits. There is no ego. You are simply present. That is your original, purest form. Pure presence without labels. That is you before the world. 2. The world appears only when the thought of I appears. Observe in the morning when you wake up. In the first few seconds. Before the memory comes back. Before what should I do today appears. What state are you in? In that state. No world. No problem. No story. No desire. There is only being. That very moment, Maharaj says, is your true nature. The world appears only when the ego appears. I remember. I think. I want. I fear. I lack. The ego appears, the world appears. The ego disappears, the world dissolves into nothingness. But the most wonderful thing is, you never disappear. You are the background from which everything appears and disappears. 3. Before the world, you are the feeling of I am. The feeling of I am is the first subtle experience that appears in consciousness. It is not a name, not an age, not a body. It is the fundamental feeling. Knowing that you exist. Knowing that you are present. Before you become I am this, I am that. You are just I am. Nisargadatta Maharaj teaches. Remain in I am. Do not be in a hurry to assign anything to it. Why? Because that is the door to return to the self before the world. For and before the feeling I am, there is something stiller. Maharaj calls this that which is not known but is the very knowing, that which cannot be seen but makes all things seen, that which is neither born nor dies, that which does not change though the world changes. You are that. Before the body, before memory, before time, before the feeling I am. You are that which neither comes nor goes. What is real liberation? 1. Liberation is not becoming something, it is seeing that you have never been anything. The mind says, I want to become enlightened. I want to become better. I want to become stronger. But the self that wants to become enlightened is the self that never becomes enlightened. It is just an idea. Real liberation happens when you see that you have never been that self. There is nothing to become. There is no journey to take. There is no place to go. It is just realizing that you are already there. 2. Liberation is returning to the unchanging ground beyond the mind. You may be sad, happy, worried, frustrated, but observe. Every emotion comes and goes. Every thought comes and goes. Every experience comes and goes. There is something that neither comes nor goes. That is your true nature. Liberation is recognizing that unchanging ground, living from it, abiding in it. 3. Liberation is not stopping thinking, it is no longer being controlled by thinking. The mind does not have to stop. You do not have to push it away. You do not have to fight it. You just have to see. You are not it. The mind is like a cloud. Consciousness is like the sky. You do not have to do anything with the cloud. You just have to remember that you are the sky. Then, however thick the clouds, the sky is still unaffected. That is liberation. For liberation is living without the center of I. Most people live from one center. I want. I need. I think. I am right. Liberation is when that center disappears. You still live. Still act. Still love. Still work. But there is no one owning the experience. Life becomes clear, light, natural. 5. Liberation is seen. There is no one to be liberated. This is the culmination of Maharaj's teaching. When you look deeply inside, you will see there is no real me there. There is only a stream of feelings, a stream of thoughts, a stream of events. There is no owner. If there is no fixed self, then who is enlightened? Who is liberated? The answer is no one. Liberation occurs not when I am free, but when it becomes clear that I never existed in the way I thought I did. There is only unconditional freedom. Liberation does not create an enlightened person, it obliterates him.